Do you think of yourself more as an African than a Jamaican?
Yeah.
Hello guys, welcome to the Real World List. I'm your host Betty. So in today's video, we're gonna be talking about something that is really interesting, guys. So today we're diving into something that might shock you, or maybe it won't if you are Jamaican. And the question is, do Jamaicans feel more African than even African Americans? Sounds wild, but wait till you hear this because the facts are actually mind blowing. Let's talk ancestry, culture, and identity. So, guys, buckle up. So, here's the thing based on genetic studies, Jamaicans are on average 89% African by DNA, while African Americans average around 80%. That's not a shade, it's just history. Because of how the transatlantic slave trade moved, Jamaica had less European mixing over time compared to the US. So if you're talking about bloodiness, Jamaicans are closely genetically to the West Africans than most people in the diaspora. But guys, it's not just about the DNA, it's also about the culture, the language, the patois. It's loaded with West African grammar and rhythm. The music from Nyabingi, drumming to reggae, all African influence. The food, ake, kolalo, yam, dumpling, all rooted in Africa. Even the way they celebrate, move, talk, and gather, that's not by accident. Jamaican culture is living African culture just with island seasoning. And yo, let's not forget about Rastafari, a whole movement built on going back to Africa, spiritually and even mentally. Rastas don't just say Africa is home, they live it. You think that didn't shape the whole Jamaican identity over time? This wasn't just about music and dreadlocks. This was Pan-Africanism in action, guys. Guys, before we continue, let's just have a look at this video, then come back to our discussion.
You Jamaicans are more African than certain Africans here on the African continent.
Yeah.
I love these Jamaicans because they know the truth and they know where they're from. They understand Africanism, true Pan-Africanism. Jamaicans
That comes from within for the Jamaicans, African unity, Pan-Africanism.
we need look, Jamaicans, you are welcome to your motherland anytime, any day. Even in my house, you are welcome. These Jamaican people are the best when it comes to this, and they show so much support even for Burkina Faso's Captain Ibrahim Traore. Yes, the Jamaicans are out here. I saw you guys protesting on the 30th of April in support, in solidarity with Captain Ibrahim Traore. In my opinion, the only one and truly head of state of Africa.
Yes, yes.
Do you think of yourself more as an African than a Jamaican?
Yeah. Because one of the main things is that we're Rasta. From you accept Rasta, you become an Ethiopian, which is Africa. Next thing again, the history of Jamaica shows that the Arawak Indian was living there, and it belonged to Arawak Indian. Now, our history shows slave business. Black people come out of the Western thing, you know? So we still figure say Africa is a root.
The dichotomy is kind of different when it comes to Jamaica because, like in North America, Canada, or USA, you guys are kind of have to do with a black and white thing, and you don't know where your ancestry come from. And
I get where you're coming from on that.
Culture is based on like it's like culture. Here is like hip hop music and whatever, black culture, quote unquote. We have a country. Granted, it's run by some fucked up people, but we cultivated that thing ever since we came off the boat. And we mixed with the people who are there, the Arawaks, the Tainos. We cultivated a culture that came from our African ancestry, mixed with the Tainos, the Arawaks, and all that stuff, and we created this Jamaican culture. Out of many one people, I saw the motto go. Right? So when Jamaicans that you speak to out there that say, yo, I'm not African, they're not saying literally, yo, my ancestry is not African. They're saying the culture that I grew up on, cultivated on,
I get that.
It's so far distant removed because of the atrocities that the colonizers.
Welcome back, guys. Now, here's where things got actually deep. Now, a lot of African Americans were disconnected from African culture over generations, and they faced a different kind of pressure, forced to assimilate into white America, lost a lot of that spiritual and cultural connection. And meanwhile, Jamaicans hold on to that identity longer. Even some scholars say Black Caribbeans feel closer to Africans than African Americans do. And it shows in the way they speak, move, and identify. But don't get it twisted, guys. It's not a competition. It's just a reflection of how different histories actually shape identity. Actually, guys, when Jamaicans talk about Africa, it's not like a distant idea, it's actually like home. Even when some of them say, me a real African born in Jamaica, it's not a joke, guys. That's the heart actually speaking. So guys, let me just ask you, do you feel more African as a Jamaican than maybe even someone born in America? Or do you think like African identity is more about how you live than where you're from? Drop it in the comments. I want to hear from everyone, guys. Be it Jamaicans, Africans, African Americans. Let's just build a real conversation, guys. So guys, thank you so much for watching my video. Please remember to like, subscribe, and also share my video. Also, don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you get notified when I actually upload a new video. Till the next one, bye guys.